Hey man, hey man, we live,
Live, yeah.
we live. Alright man, first and foremost we gonna say all praises be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone. Shalom to the sincere, elect, teaching this truth and faith and sincerity through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, man. And hey man, and it's like, as we're in this place, man, get our Job 9:24, Proverbs 29:16. This kingdom has been given on the power and vibration of Esau, and we can't ignore that. The scripture calls Esau the people and border of wickedness, man. So under their rulership, it flourishes, and one spirit that flourishes, heavily out there is that transgender spirit. Right, that homosexual spirit, that bestiality spirit, that pedophile spirit, and the spiritual also get that in the Maccabees, and even in Joel 3, there's sort of boyfriend harlot, and so on and so forth, because look, like even in Solomon's time, when he actually ruled for like a period of time, our people were keeping the law to the best of their ability, like in order and so on and so forth. But in Esau's reign, right, he just pushes forth all manner of wickedness and it flourishes. Right. When we rule in the kingdom of heaven, we're actually going to judge this whole earth by the actual law. Esau's got power now, and he's totally transgressing it and doing things that are great, man. Right?
So you said something?
Yeah.
Okay, can I grab this real quick? 2 Ezra 6:28 says, "As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared." Because you said right now, Esau does wickedness, and that wickedness flourishes, right? But faith is going to come a time when faith is going to flourish, right? And in the kingdom of Israel, everything going to be done righteously and in accordance with the scriptures, and the scriptures are life.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right, man. Have you got Job?
Yeah,
got Job? Come on.
Job chapter 9 and verse 24, and it reads, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?"
So if this man isn't the people of wickedness, who is it? Right? Because the scripture says, ye shall know a tree by its fruits, right? Now, observe Esau. Like, the actual first transgender surgery, I believe, was in 1952 or 1955 in the States of America, man. That was the first transgender surgery, right? And it's spiritual, because the scripture calls it spiritually Sodom and Egypt, right? And the scripture says they have power over the kings of the earth, because their vibration goes throughout the earth, man. So it started, that whole LGBT stuff, it started over there, and it's spread out for the whole planet, man. Right? That's why it's really calls it the mother of harlots and abominations in the earth, man. Because that country brings forth wickedness throughout the four corners.
Yeah, and that's why Habakkuk speaks on a warning to them that give thy neighbor drink. Habakkuk 2nd chapter, and that drink is talking about philosophies, and as the brother was going into. Right, but that philosophies, that homosexual agenda, that transgender agenda.
I have a quick precept. Jeremiah 51:7. "Babylon hath been holding cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations are drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad." So that's going into Babylon nations, man. Into doing their wickedness, man. Like in Dubai, you got a lot of transsexuals. In Brazil, you got an abundance of transsexuals and trans. So that Babylon juice has gone throughout the four corners of the earth, man, and influenced the masses of the peoples, man.
I got a precept, bro. This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 8. "And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication." And part of that, we're talking about what part of that wine, that philosophy, is transgender agenda, man.
Yeah.
Okay? You got the transgender agenda, you got same-sex couples and marriage and all that. That's completely against the scriptures, man. Okay, and the Lord has given examples, like for example, Sodom and Gomorrah, where it was destroyed because of going against the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, man, for doing that wickedness, and they're doing that till today, man, because the wicked are in rulership, and America is one of the main, it's Babylon. It's one of the main forefronters of pushing that wickedness on the earth, man. That way.
Right.
Yep.
But let me get. You was going anything?
Yep. Right. This is Proverbs 29 and verse 16.
Yeah, it's reconnected. It's live now again.
Is it live? Yeah.
It's live now.
Right, let me kill it and refresh. Boom.
Yeah, it says.
Yeah, it's good now. We good now. Yeah, it's good now. We good now. We back.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
Alright, cool, man. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a lot of stored for bearing with us. Right, so I'll just read that again. Let's have a coup 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbour drink. Right, that drink is philosophies that put us down to him and makes them drunken also. Right, and that's the thing with Esau. He wants to make you have his philosophies, man. As opposed to Gomorrah has been saying, it's almost as if being a heterosexual man is frowned on these days, man.
Yeah.
What's that scripture, Peter's a lot vexed with the filthy conversation. Can somebody read that after? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so you get it nowadays, man. You might see two lesbians kiss or whatever, and then people that are around you are like, yeah, and you just man, let's fuck this shit's disgusting. Or you might be around women, these faggot neighbours. That's what these women are. Right? Like, but it's okay, he's gay, and they're looking at you sideways for being man. Right? What's the thing in Esau's kingdom? A man with a beard. Look at you, scruffy. A man who exerts his voice in a loud way. Not in like just being a nigger, but we're men. Right? Men have loud voices. You do that, it's a problem. Right? You pull out your bass, it's a problem. Right? You're manly with what is it? Toxic masculinity. Well, you actually got a term, toxic masculinity. So
Explain that what that means.
Oh, no one knows what the fuck that means. Basically, Esau wants everyone to be a beta male, man. Yeah. And then you get these stupid uni students, right, who hear toxic masculinity, right, because they've been fucking, because they know they're a beta male, right, then they'll run with, all this toxic masculinity on campus. Just grow up there, man. Go to the gym.
But that's why Esau will like be a problem by just creating a term for something that doesn't exist.
But what can say? What's America known as in the scripture? Babylon. What's Babylon? Babel, right, meaning confusion, and Lon meaning of the land of confusion, and toxic masculinity. That's confusion, man.
Yeah.
Because none of them can even tell you what that is.
Yeah, because Esau tries to paint male energy is basically aggressive and harming, so women be afraid. And, if you talk to your woman a certain way with an authoritative voice, that means you're
it's for the spirit,
That's what they do. That's why when you go to certain doctor's appointments with your woman and that, you see on the wall they have posters. Posters will say, don't take this if he's doing this to you. That means you're being harassed. You should call this helpline.
See what I'm saying about eat?
If your man is telling you what to wear, they actually say that bullet point. If your man is doing any of these things, that means you need to call this helpline and get this sorted out.
See?
And the one bullet point is if he's making you, control what you wear, that means you're being bullied.
See how much of a devil Esau is.
God.
Esau creates a problem, man.
Well, there is none.
There is.
That's really him against the scriptures, going against the order.
Yep.
The order that the Most High would itself, that women are really men, man.
They're fucking children, man.
God.
It's sort of like, now it's abuse. You tell your 2-year-old your 3-year-old or whatever to put a jacket on because it's cold.
Oh yeah, it's abuse, man.
No, I'm saying that's likened to what it is.
Yeah.
Because you see grown ass women, it's cold outside, then you tell them, put your jacket on, wear something more proper. Then when they get ill, they want to come and moan to you.
Well, you had a video that came out the other day. This guy went to his child's school, basically telling the teacher, let my son put on female clothing, because that's what the teacher was doing, making the boys wear girls' clothes and vice versa. So he had to go to the school and complain, man. But then he might get done for that.
Yeah, I was thinking.
He might actually get done for that. That's the kind of society that we're living in now, man. You can't even come against those things.
Because actual teacher, look, If you ask a 3-year-old child what she wants to be, you say a fire truck.
Yeah.
Right?
A dinosaur.
A dinosaur.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. So if you ask him, yo, do you like this dress? Yeah. You know? Has your parents told you to not wear this dress? Yeah. Do you want to wear the dress? Yeah.
Then you should wear the dress.
Then you should wear the dress.
From this number.
Then, no, you know, I personally, I've had the opportunity to work in primary schools, and from outside the classes on the wall, it says, "Call big line. Is your parent doing anything to you? Call this number." So like a fucking kid might get grounded for his Xbox. I have a preset. Yeah, a kid might get his room locked, his PS4 taken away, and the kid comes to school. No, daddy locked me in the room. And that's it.
That's it. You got it.
Done.
I have a preset.
Finished and you're done.
Yeah. Psalm 58:3. Wicked are strained from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. The poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the death adder that stoppeth her ear. Right. So what is their poison, man? Their agenda, their philosophy, right? It's poison, man, because it's a poison as a serpent. Because certain types of serpents here are patient and sly, bro. And when they look harmless. For example, there's a serpent that can camouflage as a stick. So you might see it. Oh, it's a harmless stick. You go pick up the stick and you get bitten. That's the spirit of Esau, man. Right? He's patient and crafty, man. Oh, and then eventually he'll bite you. That's why the scripture says, "Can a man pity a snake charmer?" You know.
Whole chapter really.
Oh, you can bring it out if you want.
It's a Sirach 12. I'm start from verse 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like iron rusted, so is his wickedness."
Oh yeah, and that iron. Look, man, iron. You know when it starts to rust like me, because I personally come from an environment where I see it every day. You actually might see like fresh pieces of iron where it looks silver, then a day later it fucking is covered in rust. Yeah. And like when something starts to rust, it won't just stop rusting. You can paint over it. I know. Yeah. It's gonna rust till it gets worse, and then eventually, over time, it consumes. It gets a bit brittle.
Oh, it consumes itself.
Consumes itself.
Yeah. The scripture say about doing evil, man. When you're doing evil, wronging your own soul, man.
Yeah.
Right.
I've got a quick scripture. Okay. 2 Ezra chapter 7 and verse 20. For there be many that perish in this land because they despise the law of Yahweh that is set before them. So when you despise the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you perish, man. Because what's the end of sin? Death, man. That's why America's gonna go out with a bang. You know, for all these evil deeds that they've done throughout the four corners of the earth, man. You know, it's primarily, we accounting Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, because they got the spirit of Sodom and Gomorrah in America, man.
I got more on this. Because what the Bible is going into, right, about the iron, right? That's a physics. Iron will rust, and that's what it's saying about Esau and his wickedness. That evil will come out, and that's why I was meditating. If I can segue into this real quick, I was meditating on the fact that we're lucky that we can through the spirit see what whether guys are Edomite, a heathen, whatever. Because as soon as you know that, right, you're certain and you're sure of it, right, then you know how to deal with that individual, man. You might be working around the Edomite, but this guy's an Edomite. So I know there's only so far, right, that I can, quote unquote, trust this guy. Well, you already know how to deal with the guy. You know his nature. You know him better than he knows himself.
Yeah, with these Edomites, like your workplace or whatever, how you deal with them, you got to deal with them like our forefather. Our father Jacob dealt with Esau, man. Yeah. Jacob kissed Esau's neck. Yeah. But he was supplying them, man. Yeah. You know? So, you might be in situations with these guys, but you got to trust them. I was gonna say, you got to work with these people, you got to be around these people if you have to, but you got to always remember that's the devil. attached to the serpent. They
Exactly.
it's in their spirit to deceive you. It's in
Exactly.
they have an enmity against you.
Exactly.
You know?
That's why the scripture said you have to also be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. See, to know a serpent, you gotta be like a serpent to an extent. You gotta know how it works. You know, he ain't gonna fulfill his wicked deeds, but you gotta know how it works so you can know how to properly, evade around him.
Yeah, as Apostle Bar's been going into in a number of his recent videos, was the different animals, right? And the top animal is a serpent, dragon, man, right? Because that's the highest levels of wisdom that you've got, right? When you're able to discern things, you know them, man, right? But let me continue. It says, though he verse 11, Sirach 12, right? Though he humble himself and go crouching, right? Comes all close to you, right? It says, yet take good heed and beware of it, right? It says, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast what a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
Because it's gonna get worse.
It's like that.
No, go ahead.
It's sort of like you might see a picture of a bitch, right? Or woman. You look at it, it's like, oh, okay, it's cute. But then you zoom in, okay, cool, so the foundation's covering up that, it's covering up that. You see it's not as pretty as it looks. And when you actually look closely, you're like, nah, this is just an ugly hole, man.
Well, that's America, man.
Yeah.
That's America. Come on.
Everything's all glitz and glamour. Everything's painted over with a a nice looking brush. Everything, supposedly land of the free and all that. But when you actually go there, or when you actually perceive what's going on, the wickedness that is spreading, you see the cracks in the holes.
When you see the picture with a 10 megapixel camera without the Instagram filters on, right? You see all of the acne, right? You see all of the scratch marks, you see that shit, that's actually weave, right? You see all of that shit, man.
But you know what's beautiful? That in the world, these guys in the world, they don't see that. But the Lord's open up our mind through the scriptures to take that filter off all this wickedness, man. This is the true filter, man. You know, when we filter this, when you filter something through the scriptures, that when it's unclean, it shows it, man, because the scriptures are pure. Yeah,
and it's knowledge and understanding in these scriptures. Well, I'll continue. It says, verse 13, who will pity a child that is bitten with a serpent? Right, and that's sort of like, well, who told you to play with a snake, man? Right? I'll mention because we were speaking on it before. My great aunt, man. I watched her. She died of cancer, man. But my thing was, look, man. You went to Esau. You trusted him. You took his medicine. Through the spirit. His brothers, knows a bit about the herbs. So, what can she do? She didn't want to listen to what I had to say, man. She trusted Esau. So she was flirting with the devil. She played with the devil, and the devil bit her, man.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Because that's what people do. They run to Esau, anytime they get sick. And obviously, sometimes you got to run to Esau, certain things. But for the most part, we're supposed to be independent. You're supposed to know, how to treat certain illnesses that you get. You're supposed to know how to deal with certain things, man. Because you can't trust the devil all the time, man.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, they start giving you all kinds of stuff. That's not even helping. That's fucking you up.
I remember I tried taking the picture of the back of the medicine they were giving her. Right? They flat out stopped me, man. I said, nah, you can't. Right? It says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? Right? It says, so one that goeth to a sinner is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity?
Oh, you see these Edomites go to safari, leave the well open, hanging out, trying to take pictures. There's videos of Edomites going up to lions.
Yeah.
And when they get messed, everyone's like, oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Man, that's a wild beast. You shouldn't.
Exactly.
And I remember one guy. I was talking to one guy at work, right? And he was telling me he's Russian, right? And he was telling me, when I look, man, I don't like being in the sea. And I said to him, oh yeah, how come and all that? He said, look, man, that place was not designed for us.
Yeah.
He said,
The scripture
the scripture says that. I was like, okay, he's on point. He was like, that ain't designed for that. I ain't got, I said to him, yeah, we ain't got fins and scales.
Yeah.
All that, he said, yeah, he said same thing. I don't like being up too high.
Yeah.
I'm not a bird. I was thinking, I was like, hey, he's on point, man.
Yeah, like from fucking hunting birds that was lawful, fishing was lawful. We ain't got no business having fucking Atlantis.
Scuba diving and all that.
Scuba diving, you get swallowed up.
Because I saw something like that as well. It says the seas aren't shark infested. That's where they live. Esau feed. That's what he does.
Waters. What's wrong with him, man?
That's what Esau
infested
does.
Disease.
Exactly. Esau will go to a place and he'll be like, this place has too many mosquitoes or whatever. Let's kill all the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
think about Esau, right? Wherever he goes, wherever he sees, he always sees you as infestation. Everyone other than him, everything other than Esau, he puts the vibration of that's the infestation. You're the infestation.
Yeah, that's right.
You're the only thing the Lord talks about.
Yeah.
You know, Babylon,
Yeah.
and he completely being wiped out, man.
You're the only one not promised any future of salvation.
That's right, man.
Oh no, it's one of the. How does the Zondervans put it? The only neighbor of the Israelites not promised any chance of salvation, man.
That's right. That's right.
Right? So there's yeah, I mean that's it on that, man. On this one,
Oh yeah, I better
I'll start
Can.
speaking.
Yeah, so I was going through the spirit. I was going through an article on something that come out recently. I'm just going to read it now in the Forbes magazine, and the title is "New Science Suggests
Genesis 9.
Biblical City of Sodom was smote by an exploding meteor." So that's what Esau's trying to push out there, okay? Which we know according to the scriptures, which will that the Lord destroyed it with fire and brimstone. I'm going to read a couple excerpts of it because they say some interesting things, man. Now it says, I'm going to read this. It says, samples from the site show that an extremely hot, explosive event leveled an area of almost 200 square miles. It says not only wiping out 100% of the Middle Bronze Age cities and towns, but also stripping agricultural soils from once fertile fields. And the scripture actually in was it Genesis 19? He even talks about the vegetation.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm just gonna read this other article because I was going through the different articles. Now this one is on Yahoo News, and it's about the same news. It says previously archaeologists had believed that the settlement might have been damaged in an earthquake.
See how much of a faithless prick Esau is, bro.
Right? And then it says, but the damage to the walls is directional, hinting it might be a shockwave. A pottery shard found that the site also had one side melted into glass, which the researchers believe could have been caused by a sudden temperature of 4,000 degrees. Some samples from the soil also show high levels of sulfates.
No. If you want to say something? No, say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and that's the difference between an Israelite and more so an Israelite. And this truth is, when we were, for instance, when we was told the story of Noah when we were younger, shit that happened. Hey, that's amazing. God is amazing. Esau, on the other hand, being a faithless dog, pursuant to Psalm 61:6, he has to go out and complete that diligent search, right? For instance, us, man, we don't know how, you know, the intricacies of Noah's Ark, but we have faith that it happened. And, and that's all that we need.
Yeah, and what the Lord will actually do is like show like it. You might go research it. You read it, like, oh yeah, it kind of boost your faith. Like for example, you know the point on sulfur, right? The most potent sulfur on the planet, where it's found is Sodom and Gomorrah, man. You know, and those still days. Like, I think from the information I stuff was actually was reading that they're saying most sulfur is only like of purity of 40%, right? But in Sodom and Gomorrah, the actual purity of the sulfur is 96%. So that's, and then you know if you actually observe it, it burns so hot that it turns into a liquid and spreads, you know. And that same judgment is going to happen to America. Because remember, I read that like in Revelation 11:8. Because remember, the scripture calls it spiritually Sodom and Egypt, right? This is Revelation 11:8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord is crucified. Now it says spiritual Sodom because of what? The transgenderism, the homosexuality, and the things are such that their vibration is pushed forth throughout the earth, right? And guess what? If it's spiritual Sodom, it's gonna receive the same judgment as Sodom. It's not gonna, it's just there. Sodom in it. It's not just Sodom in it. No, it's just gonna receive the same judgment as Sodom. And if you go into the word Sodom in the Hebrew is Sodom, which means the burning, right? So that was spiritual nomen for that time, and a nomen for this time. And it's like it says spiritual Sodom and Egypt, because guess what? That was a place of captivity for our people, right? That was a place of captivity for our people, and if you go in the money, there's a pyramid on it. Then you even got some fucking towns in America that's named after towns in Egypt.
Yeah.
And guess what? Egypt was taken down too. By the Lord. So spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Guess what? They're actually gonna be taken down too, and they're gonna be burned. That's what's gonna happen to America, man.
Can I read a bit more of this point to bring out?
Can.
It says, which may have meant that the area was unable to support farming for hundreds of years after the blast, which the researchers say may have been equivalent to a 10 megaton nuclear device.
Yeah.
Now they're making their speculations about, but the thing is, the Lord now. I was looking at nuclear devices. Okay, there's like, for example, the Russians made the Tsar bomber. Okay, which had a 50 megaton, 5 times that, a 50 megaton yield. Now you got to think about it like this: America, which is Babylon, has been spoken of as Sodom and Gomorrah, and it says that the time that we're going into, the time like never been before. That destruction is going to be. If that happened in Sodom and Gomorrah, we can still watch documentaries and still see articles coming up about how it is today, and they're still researching it. Well, think about America, man. America's going to be made that example, and even a greater destruction, because the Lord's actually given the higher technology to these devils to destroy themselves, man. And it says what Satan be divided against Satan. That's right, America and Russia, man. They're both Edomite nations, man, and ultimately they're all being pulled into this by the elites.
That's right. I might have 2 Peter's.
Go ahead.
This is 2 Peter's chapter 2 and verse 6. No, verse 5. And spare not the old world, but save not a person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example on those that after should live ungodly.
So the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. I was like, look, man, don't fuck with me, right? But he said, this is why you don't fuck with me. You don't promote, homosexuality, do all of this wickedness, right? And then just get away with it. No, there are consequences for your actions, right? But then Esau, being, the what you call it, the proud man that he is, right? He said, whatever, and he's done it anyway, right? And then for that, America will be destroyed.
That's it,
right? Because certain like for instance, is with if a man lays down with the beast, you got to kill the man and the beast. Right? There comes a point where there's too many people left to kill. Right? And you gotta do what Abraham did and said, Lord, man, look, if there's any righteous left in the city, save them. And Lord, of course, the Lord's gonna save the righteous, but the rest of demons on them, and they need to be destroyed for their own good. Right? You got Jakes out there right now, man. You speaking about some of the homosexual Jakes we see on a day to day, right? And bro, these Jakes go too through, man. They're through.
Oh, a precept we got. Precept. This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 8. For Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord, to provoke the eyes of his glory. The show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not.
Yeah, well, that's why spiritual Sodom. Because here, like, and it's crazy when you think about it. America and its kingdom is more wicked than Sodom and Gomorrah was.
Okay.
It's more wicked. Do you know why? Because in Sodom and Gomorrah, you actually probably had men just wearing a dress, being faggot, being freaks, right? Being freaks, right? Being freaks. but being freaks, right? But now you actually have grown men with clits, with fake pussies now, with fake tits now. With like like a cup size, like a double 32 double D, like you know,
With a D.
with a D.
Oh,
You can see now.
Triple D.
Yeah, he's triple D.
Triple D in it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know, because back then you probably had men, you know, probably had padded to look like women, but now you actually have them, you know.
Oh, you must have, because that's why the law is there. Man shall not wear that which pertains to a woman.
And if you go into the law, I believe there's a scripture, Numbers or whatever, where it's basically said, where the law is going to give you as laws so that you don't do as the Egyptians were doing.
Yeah. Oh, so like the lineups.
Yeah, the lineups.
Right. Jeremiah 10:1, learn not the way of the heathens.
Yeah.
And it said in the scripture, it said, they declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not.
No, they don't hide their head, boy.
Yeah, and they're out there, man.
Oh, it's cool.
We were talking about it earlier. You know, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you know, guys at school, you know, in the closet, not really out there, on the D low. Like now, man. Now you walk around, you know, you go out on the street, man. You've been walking for 20 minutes. You see, you know,
20 minutes, bro.
Slovakia.
You get on the bus, man.
You know, you see these guys out there, man. These freaks.
You can't say it like that.
Yeah, man, because the posters, they don't say the F word like that, man.
Man.
So it was follow
It's
the
a lot,
example, you know. The brother said forgot, you know, because they forgot, you know, Sodom and Gomorrah, you know. You know, this is let me grab this real quick. It says Psalm 64:2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, right, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Right, I'm grabbing that because what the brother was talking about back in the day, where we say you never saw in 5, 6, 7 years ago, Jake weren't, you know, coming out of the closet like they are today, right? But what's Esau been doing, right? You watch Netflix, man. Netflix and all these TV shows like having a black, quote unquote, black freak, man.
Oh, even the Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah.
Ambrose, you got a black guy in there. He's a flamer, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I ain't watched it yet, but it sounds like the worst program on
Bro,
earth.
Bro,
Flame Whopper.
He's a serious whopper, man.
yeah.
Damn, fries.
He's a firework.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Scriptures taught. That's why the Lord said He separated us, man.
Yeah.
Right? Because when Jake is around these heathens, start taking the customs of the heathens, right, and then start what do you call it? And they excel at it, man. They excel at the wickedness. Right? When you see a Jake, for instance, the coffee shop I go to in the morning, man. Bro, this Jake he's a proper freak, man.
You gotta just make sure you say freak.
He's like, you know, those like, you know, them singing ones as well.
Wow. Some more.
Right? But but what was the programs like Netflix, you got Arrow, you got all of these programs where the Jake, right, is the only homosexual in the thing, man.
Yeah.
They're pushing that hard now.
They've been pushing that hard, man. That's why you got all these like the past year. There's been a new trend of comedians coming out wearing a dress.
Yeah.
Like the actual the ultimate like epitome of being funny is wearing a dress.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle's talking
Yeah.
about
Dave
it.
Chappelle.
I was gonna mention Dave. All his Netflix spells, he's talking about homosexuals, man.
Yeah, he went away for what, 10 years?
Yeah.
But he was out of the game.
To fucking go and he went to go and hide in Ghana.
Yeah.
Because they won't put him to death.
Yeah.
And he came back and he took that deal again. You know, after he was on his knees, you know.
Yeah, give it
He
sucking.
was sucking it, fucking it, and throwing it back.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, he has a joke about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, you know, a guy might come and say, you know, suck dick and hold a gun to you. Or was that? Or that might have been Chris Rock. But they're in the same spirit anyway.
Yeah.
It was just like, you know, he just did it, man. He pretended the microphone was a dick and he kissed it and all that. So that's how you know he ain't out there promoting us to do that, man. You can go on YouTube and look at that, man. These guys are, you know, fries, man.
This is what the point of that secret council is the Illuminati, man.
We gotta get out.
Right? That's the Illuminati. People say, oh, bubbles, we're not in bubble time. No, it's Illuminati. It's the present day thing. It's written in the scripture. It's what it is. It's a secret council. Right? And their work, what's their work? Is pushing that agenda on Jake in the hope that Jake will lose the birthright. Right? So that they can get the birthright because they think it's theirs, but they don't read Genesis the 25th chapter before it says even in the womb it was prophesied.
Yeah, because these Edomites can't learn righteousness. It says that in Isaiah 25, let favor be shown to the wicked, yet they can't do it. They can't get right. Jeremiah 13 and 23, can an Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. These Edomites, they're wicked. They actually enjoy it. They actually enjoy this. Like I personally work with one who's like into witchcraft. You know, he's done tarot cards. He's seen spirits and stuff, and he's normal, man. He's like, yeah, I've seen spirits. You know, I've seen dead family members standing in my house. I've seen, you know, whatever, and he's cool, man. He looks healthy, you know. But when Jake said, I'm sleeping, falling.
They're the accusers of our brethren. They love that. They love to, because you know what? These other nations don't really, man. This is the enmity between Esau and Jacob, man. They're trying to really, when they love it when Jake is doing, they see Jake and Jake's doing some fucking acting like a jailer, you know, or you know, basically doing something against righteousness. They love that shit, man.
I have a precept. Have you finished on that?
Yeah.
Psalms 12 and 8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. So basically, when the actual most vile people are exalted, the people who push it forth are the people of wickedness. Who's the boy of wickedness? Get Malachi 1 and say peace and safety. Okay. Yeah, first Thessalonians 5, isn't it? But get Malachi 1 and 4. The border of wickedness, because it says the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. You know what? You want to do the beauty now?
I've got a preset on you quick.
Go ahead, man. I'm gonna go into one vow.
This is Joel chapter 30. And they will meet verse 8. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men, were viler than the earth. You know, just to back up what the brother's saying, hey, these Edomites are vile, man. They're absolutely vile. They're viler than the earth, it says, man. They were children of fools, children of base men. They're on that lowest level when they're pushing out that vibration from the earth. You know?
Alright, so now if you go into the word vile, it just means the same thing, you know, worthlessness or vileness, you know. So that's basically, you know what? But then, you know, if you go into the word, you know, vile in terms of the etymology, that could be interesting, because really anything that is vile is just sin. Like basically anything that transgresses the actual law is sin, right? Now the vilest men are what? Men who into homosexuality, men into pedophilia, into bestiality, which is wickedness. Like even the so-called Jews, they say well, if a man life with a mankind is wickedness. So basically, that don't apply to a boy because the boy is not man yet. That's these people, man.
Wickedness, man.
That's the same as it say, well, it says in the right hand or in the forehead. So if you're taking the left,
that's the devil.
That's the same guys, man.
That'll be alright.
Yeah.
Show me in the scriptures where it says you can circumcise a boy with your mouth, man. You be sucking the blood off a cut foreskin. So he's circumcised, yeah, keeping the law, but you're blowing his rod, man.
It just goes to like, why would that even cross your mind?
Because he's Esau.
Exactly.
It says they can't sleep till they do wickedness, man. You know how we go baby put out that prayer?
Yeah.
He's just thinking about wickedness.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit, man. What am I gonna do tomorrow?
And you said they suck the blood?
Yeah, they
What's Esau's fascination with that blood, man? That raw bloody meat.
And the thing is, Esau
he's beating that bloody meat and that little boys,
Let
man.
me grab this real quick. It's Isaiah 10, right? It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that grievousness which they have prescribed. Right? Because Esau will want to do wickedness. Right? And you want everyone to be down with wickedness. So he will write a law to, you know, push everyone to do the wickedness that he wants to do himself. Like he wants to be an out homosexuality, so he writes laws so that you can be an out and out homosexual, right? And then he writes other laws to prevent the discrimination of out and out homosexuality.
He's the perfect devil.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry to keep quoting this series. It's a beautiful.
No, that series bad.
Yeah, because things are coming to my mind.
Each episode is a video, man.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Well, it's been there. I'm filming. That series.
Well, how many episodes you watched?
10.
man?
I've watched 9. So.
Have you done 9 videos?
And coming soon. Slut, bro.
There's a particular scene, I don't know if you remember it, where the demon inside the guy, the uncle,
Yeah.
the demon confesses that the
Yeah.
reason he chose to go into the guy is because he was a homosexual.
Yep.
And because he was an abomination.
Yep.
See?
The demon
Whoa.
confessed, that's why he
They
jumped
brought
in.
Bro.
They brought that out?
Yo,
What you guys bring out the
hey,
scripture?
Sabrina, man, you gotta
Look, man,
watch that,
look,
man. It's
man.
the chilling adventures
You know,
of Sabrina.
if the spirit's on you to watch it, if you just
Yeah.
came in like a month ago,
Yeah.
you wanna be watching.
You don't wanna, because that's
we
the
were
thing.
trying to say us on some super high level. I'm just saying, you know, just watch the bottom.
Yeah. Eat as much honey as
That's the
Quick reset. Just to back you up on that.
This
is,
my level.
Leviticus chapter 20 verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind,
Hey, this could even get your page taken down. This is in the script.
and this is in the scriptures,
Yeah, the Bible.
the Bible,
The
the King
Bible.
James version of the Bible that we're reading. We're reading it from the Bible.
You know what?
This is
You gotta, give it
disclaimer. Leviticus 20:13.
Yeah.
If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, right? So how do you lie with a woman? Intercourse.
Sex.
Both of them have committed an abomination. I just want to say this point. Get these guys who interviews in prison. Yeah. No, I ain't gay. You know, right?
I was on top.
I was on top. You know how they say that?
Yeah.
Well, look what the scriptures say. The scriptures say both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them. That's in the law, man.
Oh, what does it say? What does it say?
It says, they shall surely be put to death,
Yeah.
their blood shall be upon them.
Now, what's going on in Sodom and Gomorrah? Get the story of the angels trying to pop blood, bro. No, the men trying to pop not the angels.
That's
You know?
Hey, if I can just to double back on what the brother said, on that disclaimer, because there are certain points in that thing, because there's certain statements made where if you haven't got an understanding of the scriptures, you might actually bug out. You just go,
Oh yeah,
on a level, like it ain't. So
yeah.
it's just disclaimer.
Just watch it.
This brother said,
I should watch it. Bro, it does a video on you.
No,
because they call the Most High a false god in that show, man.
they did.
Right, so if you ain't grounded, man, you might, and that's the light thing, man.
Shit.
In the show, that's light in the show.
Oh man, I gotta watch this.
Like, it's the hell Satan,
Yeah.
praise Satan. Like how we say look for the Yahweh, they'll be like, yo, left hand side.
Oh man.
Bro, throughout the whole show,
Yeah.
they're doing that.
Yep, it is even the same way they invite Baphomet to the yard, right, for dinner, right? Baphomet takes on human form, right, comes to the house for dinner, right, and the auntie's like, look, man, I made your favorite roast child.
Oh, but they were reenacting Cain and Abel in that scene.
Yeah.
Then she got jealous because
Exactly.
he didn't like her food.
Yeah.
He liked the sister's food.
Yeah.
They split the whole thing around, bro.
She killed his sister and she says, I'm my sister's keeper.
Yeah, she said, "Am my sister?" Bro, it's no watch it.
He's
Bro,
on it,
watch
bro.
it.
But let's jump into this, man.
Yeah.
Jump into this, man.
This is Genesis chapter 19, and I'll start from 5.
That's crazy.
But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house.
Start from one so we can give a background.
Alright, this is from the top, Genesis chapter 19. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold, now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, and into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and you shall rise up early and go on your ways.
Yeah, so he basically saw 2 angels that came in the form of men, you know?
And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house, and he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young.
So now you actually got to put that into perspective, man. So compass means what? To go around, man. So he had old men, you know, he's more wrinkly, young, stripling, you know, quick, right? Outside the house, surrounded from every quarter. Yeah, man. So I'm coming from Peckham, I'm from Brixton, like, yo, and it spread quick, you know. So that was, you know, before social media. Like, yo, man, if you see these guys, no, go ahead.
All the people from every quarter, and they called unto Lot and said unto him.
Oh, now you know what's spiritual though. You know what's spiritual about this story. Now, actually, if you keep going, I'm gonna make the point after this point.
Where are the men which came in unto thee this night?
Where they at, man? You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Bring them out unto us that we may know them.
Straight up. They weren't beating around the bush.
Yeah.
They said, look, them guys we saw them, man. Bring them out so we can fuck them. That's what they said.
Yeah.
That's what they said. They said, can you hear? Yeah. He said, bring them out so that we can fuck him, right? Yeah. Now, what was interesting about that statement is this, right? The whole culture and society was into that wickedness. It was like it wasn't in no. That's the same spirit now. Like that same spirit here. It's like it's normal to be a freak.
Yeah.
It's normal to be an abomination. Go ahead.
Isaiah 3:9. And the show of the countenance doth witness against
spirits coming out again.
And they declare their sin and Sodom, they hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves.
Woe unto their soul. As the scripture says, their blood shall be upon them. For example. But they did destroy your own soul, man. Yeah. Right, so what does the scripture say? So paraphrasing. Right, he that you got he that does sin wrong so and then you got he that hateth me loves death.
Yeah. And loving is keeping the law. So hating is not keeping the law.
That's right.
You know? So really that's a hate. Yeah. So that's a real hate crime.
Yeah.
See how the spirit, it's like we ain't gonna do it, but let's say we was to like enforce the scriptures in this society, it would be considered a hate crime. But really not enforcing the scriptures is a hate crime.
Yeah.
That's a hate.
Yeah.
Hate shit.
Yeah, babe, because why when these things, when the law was when the judgment was meet for this crime, what would you do? You do it in front of all of Israel.
So obviously
would fit. And so what? You bring your son and you make sure that your son watches, right? So that he doesn't get any ideas.
Yeah. Like for example, according to the law, if he blasphemed the name of the Lord, if somebody blasphemes and you hear them, you have to report it instantly and get judged. Because if you don't put him to death, you're in danger of being judged too. Because if you don't cut out his spirit, you're gonna spread among the people.
Yeah. Which is what happened with this homosexuality.
The LGBT.
It spread amongst the people.
From America.
Yeah.
Now you got fucking Iran, the Islamic Republic, brother, of Iran, right? You know all the high and mighty stuff. Iran, brother. It's the third
America, brother.
They said that, right? All of that stuff, right? Now they have third most transgender surgeries on earth. But see what I'm saying? Before it started in that little bubble, that bubble, but America, now it's progressed, and really like that homosexual agenda has really kicked off since what the fucking the 60s from that whole rise of feminism, being free, that free spirit, that really that whole vibration of free spirit is a demon.
Yeah.
Because it's anytime you actually meet a girl into that free spirit culture and feminism.
Yeah.
The fucking epitome of being a feminist is being a dyke with your shirt off.
Yeah, Satanist, really.
Yeah, which
They
they
say
show you in
I will.
Sabrina
They say
as well.
Yeah.
They show you that in Sabrina as well.
They do.
Man, those are. One time I was fucking. I saw a site where you know them sites we can kind of see chicks or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I saw a fucking dyke. You know how us brothers might go to the beach and take a picture of the beach with your top off, all in the sun. See a dyke with tats taking a picture with her top off in the sun on the beach, just showing around like it's a man. But really,
Demons.
that's a demon. That's a demon, bro. That's not righteous. But this world uplifts that wickedness, and that was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. It was so casual to be into men and men work with men and women work with women. Go ahead.
And it says that we may know them.
Which means have sex.
Because the guy might get simple and say, oh, you know, but it's going to be able to explain it.
Yeah.
It says, and Lot went out at the door unto them, shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Right? So what if he just wants to just have a chat with them, get to know them, why is that wicked? Right? And it goes on to say, behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known man.
If I can say that just shows you the worth of a woman. That just shows you the worth of a woman, because he was like, look, man, he was a virgin daughters. That was money, He was gonna put the dowry for them women, man. Right? But he was like, look, man, alright, man, hey, don't do with me, man. Yo, just have my daughters instead.
They didn't even want
He just,
Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do you to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof.
So he basically was willing to sacrifice his daughters. Because he said, do as is good in your eyes. They probably would have put them in killed them somewhere.
like in Judges 19.
Yeah, can't. So that was really, he was willing to sacrifice.
Also in the law that when someone's in your household, you protect them.
Yep, that's right.
And it says, and they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came into sojourn, and he will needs be a judge now. We will deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. But the men...
No, wait, hold on. Like, you know how like a police might go to someone's house and kick the door down? That's what they were doing. They were like, look, man, you better open that door, man, banging down with zeal.
They got that one.
He's banging it down with zeal. He's banging the door down with zeal, bro.
Trying to kick the door in there.
Kicking the door in.
That nigga kick on the door.
Boom, Don't getting down, man. Don't getting down, because guess what? They were so engulfed in that spirit of wickedness. That demon was on them, so they was down. And that's what happens in this kingdom. In this kingdom, if you ain't into that sort of stuff, right? People if you're into that sort of stuff, people back you up.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one time I was talking to one from some chick, man, from like Colombia or whatever. I was talking to her, and she was like for like a couple of days, it was all cool, blessed, we was vibing, right? And then she asked me my opinion on homosexuality. I said, personally, I'm not really into that, and I just left it as that. Right? Then she started to back me up. Why? What's up?
Yeah.
That's
what they are. Slut. Homosexual.
Enablers.
Let's call them enablers.
You gotta create me a new channel.
It's slut. Hey, what is a serpent, Enablers.
That's right, So anyway, man, like, she ended up not talking to me anymore because she was backing me up because I was down with them sort of people.
And that's the thing, and that's why Esau, you gotta give Esau a hand, man. Right, because Esau was the perfect devil. Because what did he do? Right, he basically made it so that these bitches put the vagina on lock, right? So then he made men beta males. He made the men simps, right? So the men just end up doing whatever they have to do, right, to get the box. And then what did he give the women? He gave the women that homosexuality, and then said, "Hey, push that shit." So in a normal situation, right? This, if I want to say to a brother, right, what's your opinion? And as soon as he saw that he might lose the box, oh well, it's okay, right? Then all of a sudden, man starts flipping, and then before you know it, man's going with his missus to Pride, man, because his missus, but I like this. There's nothing wrong. He doesn't want to be it, but his missus is going. He doesn't want to lose the box.
All up in the midst of the carnival,
Yeah.
the crowd.
Yeah, and then he's all there. You know what? I had a lot of fun today, and all of that. All of a sudden, he's cool with it. Where did it come from? It came from Esau being the devil, right, and then working with the woman, man.
And that also proves it's a demon. You know why? Because you have Jake from the ends. Don't go to school, uni, whatever. Jake end up going uni, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. It's not even that. No, I ain't got a problem with that.
My eyes are open now. Think outside the box.
Yeah.
Those.
I'm trying to think in the box, man.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm trying
Hey,
I'm
the
trying to
box
think-
that is the chariot.
I'm
man.
just trying to think in the box of the scriptures, man.
Exactly.
I ain't trying to think outside this box. You know,
And
I'm trying to think outside this box.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
right.
trying to get down with Sophia.
That's right. And if I can, and that's why the scriptures say, if you've got wickedness, you've got to take it out, man. Because what probably happened with them Jakes is there was at the uni, shared class with the homosexual. The homosexual was cool or whatever, and then it was like, you know what? It's not too bad, these homosexuals, man. And that's how it spreads. Then then you ain't got no voices against it. Then you like, homosexuals ain't that bad. Man has a homosexual episode.
Episode.
Hey, and that's why in the scriptures in the book of the Bible, there's certain transgressions that are punishable with death.
Yeah,
So
like,
it doesn't spread.
you can't. You can say like cancer done.
Can't. It has to be nipped in the bud, man. So the contamination doesn't go as far.
That's right. Go on.
I'm just gonna jump down to the 24.
No.
Keep reading.
Keep reading through.
Alright.
Speak for it.
Cool. But the men put forth their hand, pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut to the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door.
So like, even in their blind state, they were still trying to find the door to go and pop the men. So them guys be blind, pulling out their rod.
That's that burning us.
That burning lust and that vibrations out here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And the men stood unto Lot, hast thou here any besides?
See, you know how wicked this place is? Yeah? This place is so wicked. They have a LGBTQ parade. Now, I swear, I'm sure it's LGBTQ plus. It's like
Plus,
every year they add another fucking something.
Because people, it's confusion, it's a mess.
A lot of them don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them don't like each other. And I was watching a documentary on the NAMBLA, the North American Handball Love Association. I was watching the actual documentary of them. Which if you brothers ain't seen that documentary, that's one of the documentary I suggest you watch. It basically shows that the gay parades out there, you actually have a section of pedophilia. And there was interviewing the homosexual men, right? Saying, should pedophilia be that accepted? And then basically, all of them was like, yeah, well, if someone wants to do that, they can do that. And most of them was saying, I was having a relationship with a man when I was about 6 years old, getting popped out. So a lot of these people who are homosexuals got popped by a man up in age when they were younger, man. So the actual next step, that LGBTQ plus, is going to be that pedophilia, man. Right? Because you know why? Actually, I believe like a couple of years ago, those people are making pedophilia a sexual orientation.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you even got what you call a pedophile sex doll, baby sex dolls for pedophiles.
Yeah.
Man.
See? Like, okay, gonna show him next door, so that he can go and violate a dog. But it's right. It's okay. And you got something in this kingdom called the virtuous pedophiles. You actually got something in this kingdom called virtuous pedophiles. Basically, men who confess that they like young babies, but they ain't done shit yet.
Oh yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. Control. They call this like control pedophilia. I remember looking into that, man.
Yeah.
All that, man. Yeah. They're trying to get rights. They're trying to say, love should be love. Basically, they're trying to get rights, man.
If I could say, it says pink news. I said I've heard this before. I believe it's legit news. It says NYC Pride accused of being a celebration of pedophilia for putting a 10-year-old drag kid in campaign. Like 14th March 2018. What you call it? What you were speaking on about how they're not even together. So Pride in London organisers sorry for over anti-trans protest in their own thing. British Airways hired convicted paedophile drag queen as part of its gay pride, blah 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 blah. And these are stories from this year, man.
That's right. Go on.
Alright. And it says, and the men said unto Lot, hast thou any besides, son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters? And whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord.
Oh, that's right. Someone hold Revelation 18, because the sins have reached up unto heaven.
Oh man, so yeah, that pink news is legit. It's by Benjamin Cohen.
See,
so-called Jew.
See how the spirit what? It's run by so-called Jews. Right? Now, it says because what? Their cries reach up unto heaven. That shows what? What does the scripture say in Amos 9? I'm gonna get it. Right? This is Amos 9 and 10. No. And 18, I believe. No, 8. Yeah. Behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from the face of the earth. Now the eyes of the Lord are who, man? His angels, right? Because the word angels means what? Messenger, right? So the angels are his personal like CCTV. That's why Esau's really trying to hook up outside, man. He's trying to have CCTV everywhere to see everything, right? So because essentially his fucking surveillance is for angels, that's his messages, right? But scripture says that the Lord are upon his sinful kingdom, which that applies to Jake, but not applies to Esau, and that he will destroy it from the face of the earth, man. Because guess what? The time gonna come where the Heavenly Father gonna say, look, okay, that's it. It's time. Go ahead.
And it says, the cry of them was waxing great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord have sent us to destroy it.
That's what's gonna happen, and that's the scripture says basically, hold the 4 winds until that time.
Yeah, Revelation 7.
That's what's gonna happen. The time gonna come where the Lord, which we might be 2009, the Lord might stir up his angels to make it hotter, and one day, that's it.
We've been seeing some good things happening this year, man. We mentioned you've had Bruce Jenner's house get burnt down.
Oh, in Paradise,
right? It was a part of the California wildfires, right? You had a place called Paradise. I mean, come on, Paradise burnt.
That's a miracle, bro. That was an omen for a miracle.
Where we're seeing the chip being pushed. Oh, you had the articles that came out here in the UK about how a major employer in the UK employs hundreds of thousands of people, right? It's looking to start chipping its employees, man.
Yeah, you have the thing in Sweden. That's where I'm thinking is. Go ahead up.
And it says, and Lot went out.
Oh, someone get the Peters for Lot, vexed.
Yeah, I got it.
And then get Revelation and we're gonna close out.
And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy the city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law.
You want to speak in that?
Yeah, they were mocking him, man. You know, he was saying, look, like the angels told him, look, you want to warn them, your sons-in-law, but they weren't meant to get it, man. They were meant to get destroyed. You know, that's why they were mocking against the
Well, his sons-in-law, his sons-in-law didn't harm him.
Oh, okay.
But his daughters, you know, because his daughter, that's his seed, isn't it? So
Yeah.
the Lord have mercy on him.
Yeah.
But his wife didn't.
Yeah. And it says, and when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth, and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, O not so, my Lord. Behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast shewed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me and I die. Behold now, this city is near to flee unto, and is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. And he said unto him, see, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou be come thither. Therefore the name of the city was called Zoar. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven.
Yeah, which is what that sulfur, man. That sulfur, and funny enough, Russia got an ICBM called brimstone, right? But it said it rained upon it, meaning it came out of the sky, and that's literally how America's going to be destroyed. But this time, the Lord is going to put the spirit on these the world's armies to reenact that same event, right? Spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, spiritually Sodom, because guess what? You're going to receive the same judgment as Sodom. And how was it destroyed? From fire and brimstone out of heaven. That's how America's going to be destroyed. So basically, we know from that scripture alone that the United States of America is on a path to destruction. In ancient Sodom, right, men just probably wore dress, acting off, right? You know, getting popped out and popping beasts, you know, like Pompeii, right?
Which that got burned with fire as well.
That got burned by fire, you know, ash, which was hot. Right, and it's crazy, you know, if you go into Pompeii, right, because I did a special on that, if you go into Pompeii, right, the ash was so hot, right, that it actually made people's blood actually boil, and it exploded their heads. The heads exploded. Now, if that was just from ash, how much more the missiles? If that was just the ash, it wasn't even like fire. The ash itself burned them, engulfed them. How much more? That's why you even got a guy who's having a wank while it's going on, and he's just stuck there like this.
Well, and that's what we joke about, like, what, you know, in the law, but you gotta see the missiles, like, fuck it, man, I'm gonna commit the adult shit.
Do my last wickedness.
You know, and that's what you saw there, because you had people encased whilst doing homosexual acts and all of that.
Yeah, fucking beasts. You know, and I believe if you go into the art in Pompeii, it said 80% of the art in that town was dicks. Yeah. They got dicks on the wall, dicks on the floor, dick statues and dildos. You know?
Obsession with sex that's much like this kingdom, man.
Yeah. What's the point that you always make when the kingdom's going down?
Oh yeah, there's 7 stages to the kingdoms. Documentaries, 12 Horsemen on YouTube. Right, the first section of it goes on to the 7 stages of the fall of the kingdom. Right, and the last is the age of decadence.
Oh yeah, no, that was second before.
Yeah, age of decadence, man. Decadence where there's an obsession with sex, man. And you look at this kingdom, there's an obsession with sex, man. And everywhere you go, you know, you just have the lingerie, this, lingerie. I mean, let's look at the way these women dress, man. Alright?
And it says, and it says,
Oh, sorry, it's like four horsemen, my bad, slut.
and it says, and he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. And if I can just read a little bit more on this article, just the, you know, the scripture backs it up, man. It says the researchers write the archaeological data collected from across the entire occupational footprint of Tel Hammam, which what they say is modern, you know, ancient city Sodom. It says a directional pattern for the high heat explosive. It says in an instant devastated. It was an event that in an instant devastated approximately 500 kilometers squared immediately north of the Dead Sea, not only wiping out 100% of cities and towns, but also stripping agricultural soils from once fertile fields and covering Tel Hammam with a superheated brine of Dead Sea and hydride salts pushed over the landscape by the event's frontal shockwave. And that lines up with the scripture. And I wanted to read the scripture to back it up as well, because it said in an instant, right? Because the brother we was bringing out America's modern day Sodom, and it says, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 3, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. You know, and when them missiles get shot, man, it's gonna be a quick thing, man. You know, it's gonna be a quick thing, but America's gonna be burning up for a very, very, very long time, man.
For a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time.
As in example, as you know, in Peters, man.
Yeah. You know, it's like even if you like a hot water in a small cup, it doesn't compare to like hot water in a bath. It's hot for a long time. So like a small fire, it doesn't compare to a big mass fire, 3,000 square miles, whatever, of fire.
That's right.
You know. Got that Revelation 18.
Yeah.
And no, can you read that Peters and then read the 18 and then we're gonna close up.
2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow.
He condemned it.
Into ashes.
That means God, you know people like God, only God can judge me. Well, alright, cool. God judged them, and how he judged. See, someone might talk shit about us. Oh, how you can't say that? Only God can judge me. All of that, right? Yeah. Well, you would rather have us condemn you, so called.
Yeah,
Then the Most High condemn you, man.
Yeah.
When the Most High condemn, the Most High not talk.
Yeah.
He just do.
Because we ain't got the power to right now to perform the judgment of the Lord. Oof.
Yeah.
It's a fearful thing to fall into the hand of the living power.
Yeah, like you probably had freaks in in paradise, man.
Yeah.
All of that, yeah.
It's usually that fast flipping techno music.
All of that. And fucking ecstasy.
Underground discos.
Then
Black
fucking
latex.
yeah. And then fucking the fire got hotter.
Chokers.
Yeah, the chokers and you know them shoes that stick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Oh, man.
platform shoes. You know, probably shaking. You know, then he's you know, he's all getting you know, you know. Right, one day the fire entered his yard, man. The fire gave him a knock on the door, man, and his fool went to open it. But when he opened it, he couldn't close it. You know. Go on.
And it says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that should live ungodly, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked.
So he's vexed, man. He's vexed. he was vexed with the filthy conversation with wicked, and that spiritually applies unto us now.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, hey, because like it said in the Genesis story, where they saw the men come into the sea, like, who are they? Right, so just like how you might see a girl check out a guy, that's how these freaks are checking out other men, man.
Yeah.
Right? And you see them all lost and like, oh my God, he's so cute, and you like, what the fuck? Where are we?
In Babylon, that's where we are.
That's right.
In Sodom, bruv.
Just to show you that the adverse is that there's also a scripture that says they're vexed with the upright conversation of the righteous, something along those lines. So it just shows you that we're at odds, man. You know, we hate the filthy conversation of the wicked, and they hate the righteous, upright conversation of the righteous, man.
Yeah, hey, that's what scriptures also say in Isaiah. When you speak to Israel, speak unto me, speak unto smooth things, man.
Yeah.
Right, because when you speak right things, you're cutting them. Right, whereas people, what you call it? Whereas people like the brother's going into, right, when they don't want to hear or speak right things, because right things basically kills their fuck. Oh, yeah, killjoy, aren't you?
Oh, they hate those that rebuke you at the gate.
That's right.
God.
You have more on that?
That's on that one. Do you want the
Revelation 18
Revelations?
and 4
God.
and 18 and 11. I'm sure.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out, for my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven.
And that's what it said about Sodom, Gomorrah, that their sins has come back before the Lord. Right? You know, go ahead.
And Yahweh have remembered her iniquities.
Yeah, because meaning now he's chosen. There's going to be a time when he's going to be like, yeah, this is the time to destroy America. Because guess what? It's spiritually Sodom, so it's going to receive the same judgment as Sodom.
God.
Go ahead.
Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works.
Yeah, that's right. And when it says come up, it's talking about us being beamed up into them chariots, man. Right? Because the scripture says, only with thine eyes thou shalt see what? The reward of those who are wicked, man. Go ahead.
In the cup which she hath filled, fill it to her double.
Exactly, and that's what's going to happen. Skip to verse 11.
Come on, verse 11. 10. Standing afar off,
Yeah.
for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon,
Confusion.
that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy
Spiritually-
judgment come.
Spiritually Sodom, if in 1 hour is that judgment come.
God.
Yeah, because Russia have fucking ICBM that can get to America in 15 minutes.
God.
Right? And they have ICBMs which can take like different routes whereby they actually they can't shoot it down.
Well, you've also got what they NATO, which America's a part of, have because basically Russia will have a weapon and Russians will call it one thing, but then NATO will have a different name, and NATO designates, they give the name to their submarines as black holes because they can't fight, they can't see them. So you probably got ICBM carrying nukes off the coast of America right now, and they don't know.
Yeah. But like, I'm sure, if I'm not mistaken, there was like a aircraft or submarine that just flew past like Scotland. Russia's like had a vehicle which just flew past England, like Scotland, and then the military only found out like 2 weeks later. You know.
You hear stories about that a lot
Yeah.
with the Russians and their hardware.
Yeah, man. Going on, got anything to say? Well, this place is going to be destroyed, man.
And rightfully so.
And rightfully so, man, because it's wickedness, man. You know, they push forth that spirit throughout the earth, and it's not right. You know, and the Lord, as you saw in Sodom and Gomorrah, right, don't like it, bro. You know, so that we're gonna say, praise be. Double honest person, the great most on the great most.